It's Christmas time. This small business is in danger. There's lots of awkward heterosexuality, and I'm here to review them.
Welcome to day 4 of the 12 days of Christmas movie reviews, and today I'll be reviewing Christmas Wedding Planner. A Christmas Wedding Planner stars Jocelyn Hudon and Stephen Huszar. Hudon and Huszar sounds like a great law firm, and that's likely the movie these both should have made, as them as a couple not as fantastic as it would turn out to be. Anyway, in it, Jocelyn Hudon plays Kelsey, and this is her first wedding she'll be planning, an aspiring wedding planner, and it also happens to be her cousin's, who is her best friend. So a lot of pressure. She's the maid of honor and the wedding planner. Never seen this situation before. Nevertheless, she is at one of the wedding festivities. Again, not really clear the timeline here, but so many wedding festivities going on for a wedding, which God knows when it's happening. Anyway, she arrives to this festivity. She's really needing to plan these festivities too, apparently. And she encounters Connor, and her aunt, Aunt Olivia, warns her about Connor. As it turns out, Connor is the ex-boyfriend of her cousin who is getting married. Why no one seems to be concerned or care that the ex-boyfriend of the bride is just showing up to wedding festivities? Who knows? Anyway, as it turns out, Connor reveals to Kelsey that he is there at the wedding as a private investigator. That's his job. And he's private investigating the groom, concerned that he is somehow not who he should be. And he will not reveal to Kelsey who has hired him to be a private investigator. Somehow this is, again, no big issue that it's the ex-boyfriend and he's private investigating and whatever in the midst of this wedding and wedding planning that is going on. But during a moment in which the whole bridal party is out trying on wedding dresses, which, by the way, the bridesmaids all look like teenagers. Sorry, I'm laughing remembering the situation. They all look really young. The bride looks really young. It's very awkward. And then also they have no names. Their names are officially on IMDb, Jealous Bridemaid. Let me look this up. Jealous Bridemaid. The Indian girl is the Jealous Bridemaid. That makes me feel great. Clumsy Bridemaid and Bitter Bridemaid. Fantastic. They couldn't even give these characters actual names. They were just bitchy women in the bridal party. Anyway, so over the course of this wedding dress scene, the groom arrives and he starts to be very flirtatious with the wedding dress worker, and so this prompts Kelsey to be very concerned. Maybe the private investigator fellow was onto something. So she starts to buddy up with Connor and also starts to believe in his private investigative work of the groom. Also, over the course of this, we find out that the private investigator also loves going to a restaurant that he co-owns with his friend, played by Joey Fatone. Whatever, that element comes into it too. Anyway, all I'll say is this movie goes off into realms that make no sense. It derails. The characters, again, don't even have names in certain cases. And all I will say is, without spoiling it, by the end of the movie, I mean, if the bride has to be a sociopath, because the amount of things that happened to her on her wedding day and how self-involved her best friend, maid of honor, and wedding planner becomes over the course of her wedding, it's insane. I'm laughing so hard at how absolutely ridiculous this whole movie was, and by the end, should I just spoil it? I'm gonna spoil it. Kelsey and Connor get married at the wedding that was supposed to be for her best friend. And her best friend's just cool with it. So, what's the verdict on Christmas Wedding Planner? Well, on a scale of a partridge in a pear tree to 12 drummers drumming, I give it 3 French hens. As you could tell by my review, the movie was terrible and so stupid, and I felt dumber having watched it. Nevertheless, I could obviously sit here and I broke. You know, usually I'm pretty low-key and chill, but reminiscing about this movie did make me laugh a lot at its total stupidity. So, in that sense, I guess it's a positive. I can't believe I'm saying this. I never thought I would say this sentence ever, but Joey Fatone saved the movie. And I appreciate Joey Fatone's presence in the movie, if only because he knew what his role was, unlike anyone else in the movie. In the sense that you're like, hey, Joey, you just gotta be comic relief and be cheesy. And he didn't go over the top with it. He was good in that supporting role that they assigned to him for this kind of genre of movie. So kudos to Joey Fatone. He popped up this movie to 3 French hens. The big special guests of the movie were Joey Fatone and then also Kelly Rutherford, which, if you said that name, I had no idea who that was. But as I was watching the movie, I'm like, I know this woman's face, and I realized she is Blake Lively's mom in Gossip Girl. And yes, I watched Gossip Girl, so that's how I knew who she was. She pretty much played a same role, but kind of had a heart of gold by the end, I guess. And Joey Fatone was just, Joey Fatone. So, really not huge in the special guest realm. Such a stupid movie. You can watch it if you want to just have your mind melt over wedding planning, private investigating, and none of it making sense why these people got together and get in love really quickly and then marry at her best friend / cousin's actual wedding date after she gets some what would be traumatic news regarding her now ex-groom. Maybe you should just watch it because it's so absolutely insane. Well, Christmas Wedding Planner is a 2017 film. It is available currently on Netflix. Join me tomorrow for day 5 of the 12 Days of Christmas movie reviews. I will be reviewing A Christmas in Vermont.